Alrighty, welcome back to Fantathon, our quest to casually let's play every single Final Fantasy game, plus some bonuses, and an in-depth playthrough of Final Fantasy VII. We are back, Cloud with his creepy red eye. I don't know why. I don't know why he has a red eye and stick legs, but here we are. Death You Handsome in the chat. So, I wanted to talk about some stuff. I have some notes here from some comments and stuff, but I want to thank everyone yet again. I know I do it every single week, but it really is that important to me. Thank you so much for being here for the playthrough, and thank you so much for all the comments, and, you know, pointing out things that I've missed, and just so many people have said they've enjoyed this playthrough so much, and it means a lot to me. It really does. It means so much to me that you guys take the time to say stuff like that, and just to be together as a community. It means the world. So thank you, thank you. I had a couple comments here from people. The first thing I wanted to point out, RJP pointed this out on the Discord. Technically, last Saturday was a year since Fantathon started. So today is officially the year anniversary of Fantathon. It's been a full year since we started this journey through all the games. It's crazy to think it's been a year already, man. It's actually really wild. But yeah, it's been a whole year since we started Final Fantasy I and started our quest all the way through. We were guessing that the entirety of Fantathon would take like 2.5 to 3 years. We're looking kind of on that pace. We're on 7 now. Some of the later games are going to be longer. And then we have the 2 bonus games as well. So I don't know. It's looking more like 3 years now. We'll see, though. We will see. I guess it depends on how many double days we do in the future as well. We did quite a bit of double days through the first year, so. But anyways, just wanted to say that it's been a year since we've all been together playing these games, and it's been an amazing year. So thank you. So there's a couple comments that I wanted to talk about. One was talking about Sephiroth. One thing I forgot to mention about Sephiroth, kind of a fun fact. The Sephiroth in the Nibelheim flashback, when you open up the menu, he has the Masamune, and he has, like, lightning materia, earth materia. He has all that different materia and, like, the all materias, and it's all mastered and stuff. That materia actually does nothing. If you cheat Sephiroth into the game and you take away all his materia, he still does the same exact thing. He still uses magic if there's more than one enemy, etc., etc. Yeah, the materia actually does nothing. All of his attacks are an AI that's built into his character specifically, and he can just do it no matter what. So kind of a cool fact there, that his materia doesn't actually do anything. It's just for visual, just for us to look at it. What else? Oh, I talked about materia smuggling last week, but I had forgotten that materia smuggling does not work on the original disc version. The reason I forgot was because it works on every version after this. Is the music loud? I turned it down last night because someone had said it was loud, but I'm going to turn it down even more. How's that? Anyways, materia smuggling works on legitimately every single version of the game except this one. Even like the later console versions. Well, technically the PS3 version, because it's just a port of this. But yeah, like the PS4 version, Switch version, PC version, Steam version, all of them you can materia smuggle on with different effects. On all the ones that aren't PC, you can smuggle into the Yuffie side quest, you can smuggle MP materia, or MP plus materia. The Steam version's the only one that you can smuggle, like, Knights of the Round at the beginning of the game and do crazy stuff like that. Yeah, this version does not work, and the reason it doesn't work is a really stupid reason. In every other version of the game, they added a little tiny, like, quality of life thing, where if you exit out of this menu and then go back to exchange, like this, it'll stay down at Yuffie. So if I go all the way down here, and then exit all the way out, and then come back, it would still be at Yuffie. But on this version only, it flips back up to Cloud. And that's the reason it doesn't work. If it weren't for that, you could do the crazy materia smuggling and get the materia into the Yuffie quest and all that stuff. That's the only reason it doesn't work, is because of that one little quality of life thing that they added to all the later versions. So it's kind of unfortunate, because the rest of the glitch would work. What else? Okay, I have some stuff to talk about in Gungaga when we get there. There's also a scene here that I wanted to... I totally forgot about this. I'm glad someone brought it up. There's a really funny Tifa scene here. I think... Well, Tifa's out of the party, actually, so it should work. Let's see. There's a scene here with Tifa and Johnny, and it's one of the strangest scenes in the game. It might be gone now that we went to the beach. Aerith is here. Ooh, I don't know why I'm so tired. There's so many things I don't understand. I feel a little uneasy. Cloud? What do you think of me? Nothing much. Sorry, but I never thought about things like that. How could you say such a thing? Sometimes you make me so mad. Oh, I never should have brought this up. Got her. Barret's still in here. In here, showing off. I think it's in... I think it's actually in the other house, right? I don't think I even went in here. Here it is. That's why I didn't see it, because I didn't go in here. So, this is one of the strangest conversations in the game. Cloud, would you mind leaving us alone for the day? We haven't seen each other for ages, and sometimes it's fun to talk about old times for a change. Yeah, and you remember the time when? We'll try not to be too late, so please don't worry about us. Worry? I'm not worried. You're right. Yeah, so don't get mad or anything. Just remember we're leaving early tomorrow. Yeah, so they're just kind of like shooting the breeze in here. But when Cloud talks to them, they're like, "Don't worry, Cloud, don't worry, we're just talking, don't worry." So it's really strange. Little sketch. Slightly sketchy. So yeah, I think that's it. And then, gotta check my equipment, it's been a minute. We do have the fire ring now, and the power wrist. Yo, Model, thank you for the 15 months. And Danu, thank you for the 500. Appreciate it, man. Happy 1 year. We have Ifrit now. What else can we equip? Do you still have... Yeah. How's it going, Zoo? Good to see you, my man. I wanted to equip the other... Napaz, single host. I think Hojo's gone once you do the scene. If not, he's just laying there. How's it going, Inoku? Hey, thanks for being here, Brooke. Appreciate it. The only other comment I saw that I wanted to bring up that I didn't just answer in the comments was someone asked to talk about the 135th Soldier. I thought I had talked about it, but maybe I brought it up and then forgot to talk about it. There's a bunch of dummied content in the game. Dummied content means that like they started to make it and then it didn't end up making the cut, or they didn't finish it. And it's believed that potentially the 135th Soldier is dummied content that they left in. So it seems like there was more they wanted to do with the 135th Soldier, but they just didn't have the time. But they still left the item in. So it just does nothing at all. But it's theorized that it was supposed to do more. It's not just a collectible. There's some items in the game that are just collectibles, like the Mazamoon thing you get from the Speed Square. But it's theorized that the 135th Soldier actually was supposed to be something more. And they just didn't ever do anything with it, so they're just useless items. And of course, they were one of the biggest points of internet theories back in the day. One of the biggest things that they people would post fake stuff all the time about them, saying if you collected them all, you revived Eris or some garbage. So it was like one of the biggest rumors, one of the biggest things for rumors. Yo, Jayham, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate it so much. What did I think about the Indigo Cobalt idea? Can you post that again? I missed it. I'll never forget this screen. When I was making the scavenger mod, I had this horrible thing happen on this screen that I couldn't figure out. Yo, Carbon with the 5 gift sub bomb in the chat. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you. The PC demo starts with this screen? That's cool. Yeah, we had a huge issue with this screen in Scavenger, and we couldn't figure out why for the longest time. This was your first experience with Final Fantasy VII. Man, did it have this song? Because this song would have made me want to buy the game immediately. It's one of my favorite songs. I think I put this in like 4th or 3rd place on my list when I made my list way back when. This is probably like the most nostalgic song in the game for me. I think there are songs that are better than this in the game, but this one is the most nostalgic for me. This one makes me want to play the game more than any other song in the game. Brings me back. Woo! Hey, you're actually talking to me. What is it? I just passed the guy in a black cloak back there. I just tried to tell him that it's dangerous up ahead, and he ignored me. Sephiroth. I'm moving on ahead. Oh god, what a drag. If you don't care. Where's Ifrit? Let's check out Ifrit. Yeah, I can only imagine, like, playing this in a demo. This definitely would make me want to buy the game. It's a great part of the game. Yeah, it's kind of a calm before the storm section, but I still love it so much. Like, there's something about it. Got Fire 2. Kind of out of MP. I should have tented. I don't remember what these guys have to steal, but I think I remember it being good. And I still, after all these years, I still love Red 13's attack animation and sound. I love it every time. It's so... I don't know, man. It feels so good. So rewarding. Yeah, diamond pin. I knew it was something. That... I love it. Pretty good. So, Diamond Pin doesn't have double, but has 4 slots. But I believe the Magic Comb gives a magic boost and Diamond does not. One thing that I wish this game did is show you what bonuses the weapons give. The only way to actually know is to go to the status screen. So like right now, Red 13 has 46 magic. I give him the Magic Comb. He has 42 magic, so the Diamond actually gives more. But I like the double, and I should be taking advantage of the double, and I'm not. Well, Wind Slash has double too, I guess. Let's see, what could I give? I mean, there's not much I actually want to level up right now. I could give him Elemental. Give him Elemental just to level it up. Just so I have something in the double slot. Yeah, I think we talked about this when we picked up steel materia, but the steel mechanic in this game is kind of whack because there's not many ways to make it better. Stealing in this game is based on your level versus the enemy's level, and then whether or not you have the sneak glove equipped. And that's it. Luck doesn't affect it, contrary to popular belief. So a lot of times when you're playing through the game, stealing is just kind of bad and there's no way to make it better. Because you don't get the sneak glove till way later. And usually you're going to be somewhere close to on level, so... here's one. I always like to show this field, mostly because it's useless, and I don't really understand why it's here. There's a field up here that's just kind of like, why? It's actually the same field, but you're on a different spot. Let's go Meatloaf. Nope. You never have to go here. When you get the huge materia, you just walk on the tracks. It's for the feels. I mean, you could be right. Could just be for a view. But the thing is, the view's the same view, just from a different angle. But yeah, it's just this big open nothing. It's the same camera angle, so... Oh yeah, it happens to me all the time, Falcon. I was just answering a comment yesterday. Someone was saying that they could have swore the Chocobo lore materia showed up at the farm on Disc 1. But it shows up on Disc 2. But I totally understand why you'd remember it on Disc 1, because a lot of people skip the farm after they know how to take care of the Zolom. So you might think that it was there the whole time, but you just happen to go grab it on Disc 2. And then from then on, you just think that it shows up on Disc 1. I'm trying to remember if there's a... I want to say there's some text here when you walk up here before the huge materia thing. Does anyone know for sure if there is? Like if you have Sid and the train is ready to take off and you come up here, don't they have some text maybe? But see, it doesn't make much sense because you would never go up here. You would just go straight onto the tracks. You have to go out of your way for that text. So it's not really... It's kind of weird. And then you can also go down here for no reason. But this is used for that Barret cutscene later. We'll have to check during the huge materia quest. Go up there and see if they say anything. I probably did too. Like, there's gotta be something up here. Received Barret's arm. Yeah, I think New Threat used it for a Guard Scorpion fight or something. I don't think so, no. I could be wrong, but I don't think that scene is used in any cutscene. I think you're thinking of that one mod we played where you fought Zack, but that wasn't that area either. It was like a separate area they made just for that scene. It looked kind of similar, though. I see a lot of the stuff you guys are saying. I see it, but I'm not saying anything about it because I want to talk about it when we get to it. but I agree with a lot of the stuff you're saying. But I'm holding off till we get there. I just want to say that so you don't think I'm ignoring you. So this is kind of a weird... This is a weird section because you actually want to fall to get the items. You're supposed to, see I said, you're supposed to press circle to not fall in the holes, but it's better to fall in the holes because you get the items. And there's no, like, negative thing that can happen from falling. There's no reason not to fall. Two bolt blooms. Oh, 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 oh! Yeah. You waste your time if you fall 3 times. That's about it. Wait, if you fall all 3 times, Cloud shakes your head at you? Or shakes his head at you? I'll try it. One thing I wanted to say about this section as well is this is probably the best area in the game for getting limits. Farming kills for limits. I use this section all the time for farming limits if I have to. Especially for Aerith's limit, if you want to try to get Aerith's 4th limit before she goes away. This is the best place to do it. Just give her beta or something that hits everything and just spam it over and over again till you get all the kills you need. Which unfortunately, Aerith takes a ton of kills, because like we talked about last week, they were trying to make it seem like she doesn't go away. So they made her limits build about the same as everyone else's. Why specifically this area? Because there's a lot of enemies. There's one fight with like 6 enemies, one fight with 4 enemies, and another with 3 enemies. There's like no fights with only 1 or 2 enemies in this whole area. So you're always getting multiple enemies, and they're all pretty weak too, so you can easily like all Ice 2 and kill them all, or Beta or whatever, kill all of them. With the exception of the turtles, because they're immune to fire, so you can't Beta them. But yeah, it's pretty easy just to wipe out all the enemies and get all the kills you need. Yeah, you're right. The 6 enemy fight is a bit later, but it's near here. I'll just fall straight down. Oh god, he was like a Tetris piece at the bottom. He looked like a Tetris piece. It was like 4 little squares. Yeah, Mithril Mines isn't bad too, and they're weaker there. Oh, didn't shake his head. I have to point out this materia as well. This is, I believe, the only materia I missed in my full materia guide. I had to put a thing in the description about it. I somehow missed this. Transform materia. Out of all the cross-referencing I did, somehow that one didn't come up. I might have just misplaced it in my notes or something. Oh, there you go, I lied. Here's a fight with 1 enemy. Attack, attack. The frog materia. I gotta get the frog materia. This is one of my favorite parts of the game here. Something about this screen I love. The way that, like, Aerith and Tifa are cheering us on, and we got the music, and it's just this nice, like, we're on a journey type feel. I don't know, it's just something about this screen I've always loved. How's it going, Tychros? Ah, sure is tight in here. Come on, Cloud, don't let it get to you. Let's see, this is it. Maybe if I turn this, something should happen. Also, the camera moves to the right, so they didn't have to animate the bridge coming down. I always thought that was weird. They do plenty of animations in this game, but for some reason that one they were like lazy and they were like, nah, let's just let's just move the camera over. It's not like they couldn't have done it, but the thing is that bridge, I guess they didn't want to make that bridge a model. So instead of a model, it's two different backgrounds. They like replace it there. Instead of having a model that actually moves in real time, they just have a separate, because you can see like it's not a model, it's just a draw. Like they just drew it two ways. Then there's this secret up here, which a lot of people miss because it doesn't look like you can climb here, but you can. Yeah, what a rock! Huff huff. What should we do? Take the dang treasure. Times are rough. I'm taking the treasure. Come to mommy. Glug. I don't know why he says glug glug. I guess he wants to eat them. But have you ever said glug when you're hungry? Weird thing to say. I always thought this would be like a special fight, but it's just a regular bird. Yeah, maybe it was supposed to be Gulp and they screwed it up. Cool Geek asked, how can the train go across the tracks if there's all the holes? About that. I don't know where the train goes after it leaves the station, because it doesn't go here. The bridge was down anyways. Yeah, so like here's a really good fight for grinding limits. The treasure was 10 Phoenix Downs. How's it going, Advent? Yeah, the tracks on the next screen barely support Cloud, let alone a train. Maybe it's a goat's train. My favorite Final Fantasy VII spin-off? I guess that depends on what we mean by spin-off. Like if we include everything, probably the remake, but not including the remake. Game-wise, probably Crisis Core. compilation-wise, probably Advent Children. I actually really like Advent Children. I've watched it several times and really enjoy that movie, even with its flaws. So this part's weird. This guy... this guy's just chilling back down here. Hey, how'd you ever wind up around here? Look, I'm sorry, but I can't do a thing for you. There's, a tent and 2 sources. The sources being really nice. Yeah, it's pretty easy to miss because you got to walk all the way to the right. Kind of looks like another just nothing spot. Maybe they were playing like 6D chess. They had those 2 spots before had nothing in them. So there it looked like another spot with nothing in it. But then if you go to the right, there's stuff. How's it going, Infinity? The sources just increase your stats by 1. By the way, someone had asked in the comments about the stats in the game. I thought I had explained them, but probably not that well. So, a lot of people get confused, specifically by Vitality and Spirit, because you have Strength, which is pretty obvious. It's how much damage you do with physical attacks. Dexterity, which is a bit more complicated, it affects how fast your ATB fills up, it affects your hit percent, your dodge percent, I think. Pretty sure it does. So it affects a couple different things, but stuff that you would expect Dexterity to affect. Then you have Magic, which is pretty obvious. How it affects how much magic damage you do. And then Luck, which isn't as obvious, but affects your crit rate, as well as a completely different stat called Lucky Dodge, which can allow you to dodge even if your Dexterity doesn't roll you a dodge. But then there's Vitality and Spirit, which are kind of like, what? It is basically just Vitality is defense and Spirit is magic defense. You have your magic defense and defense stats down below. Vitality and Spirit directly affect those numbers. So the higher your Vitality and the higher your Spirit, the higher your defense and magic defense will be. That's all they are. And like we said before, the sources just raise those stats by 1. So now we get to talk about this bridge. Ellsberg, thank you for the 6 months. Hey, thanks so much for stopping by, man. Appreciate it a lot. So this bridge has bombs on it, which are kind of a beginner's trap enemy, because if you hit them 3 times, they explode and kill one of your characters. But there's a certain little special item they give you if you steal from them. And we've talked a little bit about how broken items are in this game. And this is probably the best example of that. You steal an item from these enemies called Right Arm, which is such a weird name. I have no idea why it's called Right Arm. It's also strange because this is where Barret loses his left arm. And where Dine loses his right arm. So were they trying to reference that or something? I don't know. Yo, foe, thank you for the 6 months. Appreciate it, man. Oh, did I get it backwards? Wait. Yeah, you're right. Barrett's right. Nine's left. Anyways, I will say it is a hard steal to get, so at least there's that. It's not like grenades where they're sitting in the store for no gil. You do have to kind of know this is here and actually spend the time stealing it. Yo, Elsmer with the 5 gift sub bomb in the chat. Thank you so much, dude. Yeah, we aren't really under-leveled either. This is just Final Fantasy VII steel rates at their finest. At least the bomb doesn't do anything until you hit him, so doesn't do much damage. Wow! There we are. So now he starts doing damage. If he actually did strong attacks at first, it'd be pretty frustrating to try to steal it. How's it going, Sand? So, yeah, the right arm is way too powerful. Way too powerful. We'll show you how powerful in a bit. Yo, nice face. Save with a 45. See if we can steal another one, actually, so we can show how powerful it is without using our only one. If it takes too long, I'll say screw it. Hey, that was a lot better. I'm liking this 448 damage from Ice 2. It knows. It's pretty low chance. It is a shame that Yuffie never got any kind of stat that helps with her stealing. Like, not even her base stats, like having a lot of dexterity or anything helps. Like, I'm not really sure why... Oh, nice. This fight's kind of a goon. I'm not really sure why they didn't make luck affect steal and then give Yuffie, like, a bigger luck stat. They just kind of said, like, yeah, she's just gonna steal like everyone else, and that's it. It was a great opportunity to make Yuffie, like, unique and different and stuff. Even if she just had, like, a limit break that stole or something, that would be cool. She had, like, some special mug limit break. That's what they should have done. I think all of Yuffie's limits should also steal. That would be cool. Or maybe even just have her come with the steal as well materia or something. Like, literally anything. But, nope. Well, looky here. Never thought I'd see your face again. They kick you out of another town or something? You destroy everything you touch. You got a lot of balls coming back here. Look at this place. It's all your fault North Corel turned into a garbage heap. Why don't you say something? Or did you forget what you've done here already? I'm sorry. You ain't even worth the effort. Don't waste your time talking to that techno freak. Hey, don't be giving him compliments like that. I want to be a techno freak. You heard him. It's my fault this town was destroyed. So, fun fact, there's a speedrun trick here where you can skip this scene. No, never mind. Not this scene. It's after the train. There's a scene after you rescue the train where everyone like comes up and they're like, "Thank you for rescuing the train." And you can skip it. You do like a really precise movement around this stuff. It's kind of neat. Let me go throw a right arm at someone. Just go throw my arm at someone real quick. So, don't you dare throw a joker. Ah, missed. You suck. Alright, check this out. So yeah. Pretty strong. Basically a non-elemental, stronger beta for free. And you can steal an infinite amount of them off those bombs if you stayed here for a while. Shh. We're getting there. We're not dying yet. I always liked the little, like, added, I guess just world building here. These guys have, like, nothing for sale. I've played some RPGs where you go to some town and they're like, "Oh man, we're down on our luck. Could you please maybe spare just one gil to help us out?" And then they sell, like, the ultimate weapon. And you're like, whoa! You can buy Molotovs here too. You can also buy the Force Stealer, so now we have the Force Stealer that we didn't get before. Let's see. Yo, Trev! Think of the 3 months. Did I thank Nice Face for his 45? I forget if I did. Thank you, Nice Face. Thanks for being here, my man. Yeah, it's always great when you go to a town and they're like, "Oh man, if you could just please buy like one potion so I can feed my family." And then you sell them like 1,000,000 gil worth of stuff. And he has enough money. So there's nothing else super exciting here. There's some weird dialogue. Maybe not weird. Normal dialogue. I think the one tent with the girl that gives you the Barret's ultimate limit later. I felt like there was something weird there. Because of them, oh, my husband got into that accident. He used to be such a strong man. Yay, what do you want to play? I want to play Get Out of My Way. How am I supposed to continue living in a town that's lost everything? Man, that's a mood right there. Just look at him. Hate to see it. Also, I've always loved so much the juxtaposition between the gold saucer and Corel being so close to each other. Like, what a brilliant, brilliant way of doing it. You literally have to walk through, like, the ultimate poverty, and then you step foot in, like, the ultimate abundance, you know, of just people go here to waste their money, you know. Like, it's just a great way to show the gold saucer. Also, I have to point this out. We had this whole argument for like several days about this picture over here. We had this is a long time ago. This was like a couple years ago. We had a bunch of people in the chat that swore that this was Renoa from 8. That girl on the pic, like they're just like, listen, it's Renoa. Like they actually put Renoa in the game. I don't see it. You can decide for yourself. But it was like years ago. I remember we had this conversation. Everyone thought that was Renoa. The girl on the gold saucer picture. No, on the left. Let me enhance. Oop. You see the eyeball there? It's a girl behind the word gold saucer. And we had like a bunch of people that were like, yeah, that's Renoa, 100%. I don't see it, but you can decide for yourself. Well, that's what was funny about it, was people were like, oh my god, they knew Renoa was a character even when Final Fantasy VII was made. It's a stretch to say the least, but just figured I'd point it out. Barret, what happened? Sorry. What happened? My hometown used to be around here. What do you mean used to? It ain't here no more. Heard it got buried in just 4 years. But how could those people say those terrible things? And it's my fault. All my fault. My hometown, Corel's always been a coal mining town. It's so dusty but calm and so poor, a real small town, this one. That's the first time I ever heard the word Mako reactor mentioned since that thing. I read it too slow. What are we going to do? The only one against us is Dine. I'm definitely against it, no matter what. There's nothing to talk about if you're thinking of throwing away our coal. Our coal's been protected for generations. Our fathers and theirs before them risked their lives for it. We have no right to throw it all away so easily. But listen, Dine, no one uses coal nowadays. It's the sign of the times. Right, everything is Mako now. It'll be alright, Dine. Shinra Inc. will guarantee your livelihood once the Mako reactor is completed. Listen, Dine, I don't want my wife, Myrna, to suffer anymore. That's one of those weird kind of things that games and movies do, where they say the name of their wife even though Dine would obviously know her name. But they just want us, the player, to know. So he, like, randomly says her name. I know how you feel. I feel the same way too, dang it. But even so, I won't give away our coal mines. Dine, you've got to understand. That's how the Corel reactor was built and completed. We all thought it would bring us an easier life. Well, that's easier. It happened when Dinah and I were out of town for a few days. Corel was burnt down by the Shinra troops. All the townspeople, all my relatives, everyone, everything. Shinra troops? What for? There was an explosion at a reactor. Shinra blamed the accident on the people, said it was done by a rebel faction. That's so terrible. Well, I guess that's true, but more than Shinra, I couldn't forgive myself. Never should have gone along with the building of the reactor. Don't blame yourself. We were all fooled by the promises Shinra made back then. That's why I get so ticked off. Not only did they take advantage of me, but I lost my wife, Myrna, too. Hey everyone, if you want to go to the Gold Saucer, hurry and get on. Let's get on. So, I really like how this scene works. We talked about, when we were in Midgar, I talked a little bit about Barret's character in the remake, and how they do a better job in the remake, making Barret not just a absolute insane, screaming, yelling person, you know? They give Barret a lot more personality in the remake in Midgar. But this scene, I think, is why in the original they don't do that. They kind of make Barret just a crazy, kill all the Shinra, having, you know, zero kind, other than Marlene. They don't give him a lot of personality yet. This scene, I think, is why, because this is where we learn, like, that's why he just is crazy. That's why every time he sees a Shinra person, he just loses his mind. Because he legitimately lost everything. It's not, you know, in Midgar, you're led to believe that he just disagrees with Shinra. Like, you're led to believe that he just thinks that Shinra's destroying the planet, and that's why he fights them. And there's that scene with Elmira, where Elmira's like, why aren't you with Marlene more? And he's like, well, I have to fight because Shinra's destroying the planet. He doesn't say anything about this. He doesn't say, well, Shinra literally killed my whole town and family and everyone, and that's why I fight the Shinra. He says he fights the Shinra because they're destroying the planet. So you get kind of a look into his character where it's not just about revenge. He does truly care about the planet and want to save the planet for Marlene, but the reason that he goes off the rails so much when he sees Shinra people is because of this. So there's this dual thing. It's not just, you know, he's such a great, like, multiple... They did a great job rounding out his character. It's not just one, he hates the Shinra, so that's it. Like, there's multiple things to it. He does want to save the planet, he does want to save Marlene, but then he also has this other part of him that just gets enraged because of the history as well. So, and also this scene gets explained a ton in Before Crisis, the Japanese-only mobile game. There's a whole section where you play with Barret when he's helping them build the reactor, and you learn about how the reactor got burnt down. And you learn that it's the original avalanche that burns down the reactor, or causes the explosion at the reactor. And then Shinra ends up burning down the town to blame the people, to cover up the fact that Avalanche did it. It's not actually that they thought the town did it. You learn that they basically do the same thing with Corel that they did with in Midgar with Avalanche, where they knew it was Avalanche, but they burned down the whole town just to cover it up. I guess it's not really the same. It's similar, but it's not the same. But yeah, so they burn down the town and say that the people did it to cover up that it was Avalanche. And then later, Barret goes to Cosmo Canyon, and that's why he calls his group Avalanche. Because the original Avalanche were the ones that blew up the reactor. So he names his avalanche after the original avalanche, but it's two separate things. Dino's my best friend. We was close ever since we was kids. I never knew. Barret never said a thing. I'm not sympathizing with Barret. He never should have trusted Shinra Inc. Yuffie adds a lot to this scene, by the way. It's cool if you have Yuffie here, because she's the only one that's like, nah, screw you, Barret. You done screwed up. We better get on. She's a great foil to Barret here. Yeah, it's really great that they didn't blow this scene in the remake and like actually have him talk about it. So far, he has not talked about this at all in the remake. And hopefully they keep it that way, because that's kind of the whole point, is that he doesn't bring it up till now. Yeah, the way they link Yuffie to the group is that she also hates Shinra. It's great how they do that, so she's not just here for no reason.